Howdy y'all, Caleb here. Have you just bought your Seraphon army set? You've been building it, been painting it, now you're looking to expand into some more models in this range. What should you buy next? We've had some of those questions in the comments on some of the previous videos, and so maybe we can answer that today. With this starter set that is pretty much mandatory right now because it's the only way to get our Battle Tome, our War Scroll cards, and these new units. So there's a lot of people buying these and wanting to expand their army out. In this box set, we do have kind of a variety of units. We have the warriors, 2 units of Raptidons, and the Slon. So a good variety here. These things are all these units are kind of useful in whatever army you're planning on running with Seraphon. But we need more. I think it comes out to roughly about 800 points. So if you're looking to expand up to 1,000 points for maybe some small games, some practice games, some games with your friends, you have about 200 points to work with. And I think there are some things that we can add to that. I think an easy one is just some more warriors to give you some more bodies on the board. Maybe another thing is a Bastiladon Ark of Sotek, a great monster to add to the army. You know, monsters are kind of one of the reasons that we're playing Seraphon, right? We love these big giant monsters. That's what we want to see on the board. They're fun to build, they're fun to paint, they're fun to play with. So monsters are a good addition to what you've already got going. Bastiladon Ark of Sotek is cheap enough that it can fit into a lot of smaller point games. And so it's a good one to add. Just make sure you magnetize the Ark of Sotek and the Solar Engine so you can kind of play it as both variations of the Bastiladon. Another idea would be like a skink hero or one of the foot heroes, maybe to buff up these units. Like the skink Starpriest would go real good into this because it would give you another caster and it can help buff the Raptidons and even the warriors. And it would nicely fit into a 1,000-point list with this. So you have some options there. If you want to go specifically towards one of the sub-factions, I think that might also guide your decisions. So if Coalesced is very interesting to you, you like the idea of a bunch of bodies on the board that are very difficult to remove for your opponent, then you're probably going to be looking at Coalesced and Saurus units. And so be looking to upgrade your Saurus units, more warriors, the big Carnosaur, the big T-Rex looking monster that we've got in our army. That's a lot of fun, and has some play now with Kotal's Claw and Coalesce, so it can be a lot of fun. If Starborne is kind of more your flavor, if you like the heavy spell casting and movement all over the board, teleports, that type of thing, then you're going to be looking more towards the skinks and those units that fit into those skink ranges. Now, this isn't a hard and fast rule. A lot of these units will play on both sides of the fence for these different sub-factions, but a lot of times they kind of want you to head in that direction with those different types of units. So if you're going Coalesced, look for Carnosaurs, warriors, and the like there, monsters. If you're looking for Starborne, you're probably looking for skinks, spawn of Choteks, and some of those skink heroes, Kroak, Troglodon. That's kind of what we're looking at in Starborne right now. So that's kind of, I think, what you want to expand into. How do we do that? Well, let's go on GW's website. I would like to give some money to this company that sells these models. All right. I filter it by Seraphon, and unfortunately, the vast majority of our stuff is completely sold out. At least here in the United States, none of this stuff is available. All of these models are out of stock. We do have Lord Kroak, the army set, and a Warcry warband available to us. After that, we've got nothing. So I want more warriors, Source warriors. New or old, I don't care. I want Saurus warriors. Not available here at all. What about the new Agrodons or the Spawn of Chotek or the Source Astrolith? None of it is available online. So we're kind of put in a weird position where if you want to expand your army right now, GW's not can't really facilitate that, which is weird. So they released this new army box set, and we don't really have any way to expand it. So hopefully soon they'll release the floodgates, and we'll get the rest of these units that are in our book, and maybe they'll start producing some of these models that we can help expand out our armies with. If you are looking to expand, you know, you can look at other places other than GW since they don't have any. But, you know, be looking for those Bastiladons. Those are a good add in both armies, either the shooting or the snakes variety. I like them. The Troglodon and Carnosaur are always going to be useful in the different factions, and they can kind of Troglodon can definitely cross over both sides. And then Skinks and Saurus Guard, if you can find those, they're also usable in the army. So you'll have to do some searching. I went over to the retailer who sells everything, Amazon, and I was able to find a few Seraphon stuff, but not really a whole lot. And some of the stuff they have on here is more expensive, I think, maybe just from the rarity of it. But we have, you know, some Saurus Guard, some Skinks are available here, some Pterodon, Ripperdactyls. I'll include links to these below if you want to try some of those. But I did have to scroll down quite a ways, and I found this gem. If you can find this Start Collecting box, I think it's still worth it. You can see I purchased it 3 times. Yes, that's right. Last time I purchased it was a few years ago. But this box right here was quite the value, and I think it's still pretty good. It comes with quite a few models. Now, not all of them are actually playable anymore, but it does have that big Carnosaur, and the kit, it can be built as a Carnosaur or a Troglodon. And depending on which way you build it, you'll have the hero that you can build separately. So like if you build the Troglodon, you can still build the Saurus Old Blood on foot. And if you build the Carnosaur, then you have the Skink Starpriest that was riding on top of him that you can build and put on a base on its own. So there's some flexibility there. It has, I think it's like 8 knights, weird number, but that's what this box was. It was older. 8 knights, which really aren't usable anymore, but you could probably proxy them as Agrodons until Agrodons are available. And then it has, I think it's like 12 warriors, and those are still usable as warriors until we get the new kit out. You could integrate these into your big blocks of warriors. I've got a ton of warriors. I'm not going to replace all of them with the new ones. I'm going to replace some of them with the new ones, but these are still quite valid. And usually you end up, a lot of people have built kind of Kit Bastion Astrolith Bearer out of the extra warrior that's available in this box. So lots of flexibility here. If you can find that box, get it. It's still a great value. It costs about the same as if you're just buying the Carnosaur on its own. So very useful. I think the other thing you can do is, go onto eBay, go onto Facebook Marketplace, go onto Discord, find some used Seraphon models, go onto Reddit. I think there's some trading places on Reddit, and see what you can find. Seraphon has been around for a long time, and so there's a lot of older models out there that you can purchase and give some tender love and care to. Get them up to tabletop standard and play with them until we get the new models out. So we don't know when that'll be. I did find quite a few like Saurus Warriors listed here, some of the new ones and old ones. I'd found some Carnosaurs and Troglodons and things like that on here. So it is available. There is plenty of stuff out there. Just unfortunately not available from GW. So anyway, hopefully that helps. I think in the end, if you like Coalesced, get some Saurus. If you like Starborne, start getting some Skinks. Bastiladon's working in either one of them. Troglodons are good. Carnosaurs are good. Fill out those heroes. Find some good deals and wait until GW finally releases the rest of our model line. I know I'm looking forward to Agrodons. If they had them available right now, I'd be buying multiple boxes. So one of these days, we'll get that production line kicked up, hopefully, and get some Seraphon models out there to us hungry hobbyists. All right, guys. See you on the next one.